And this guy, JT Reddy, is part of this group or leader of it or something. And, man, they were gunned up. And you look at the pictures here, their tactical gear, man, they had it all going on. They were armed to the teeth. They had sidearms, some on both legs. They had the sniper guy, the squad automatic weapon-looking guy. They had AR-15s or M16s or whatever they were. Some of these guys got Class 3 licenses and so on. Now, they're there to show, yeah, we're whatever. Now, I didn't really care. I felt kind of safer having, a bunch of guys with a bunch of guns that weren't the cops. So I'm just, you know what? It just keeps everybody more polite. But the point is that I'm going, okay, I can see they want, nope, you got to be on the sidewalk. Well, all the more reason for people that would be concerned and minorities and so on that might feel threatened by these guys to have their own firearms in the park. That all the more reason. So I'm just, I really don't see the justification for disarming the people. Now you can see here's a good picture. What's behind them here, this is Phoenix City Hall. This is Phoenix Sun right there. This is the new City Hall. And I mean, that thing is Taj Mahal. And it's a whole nother story. Now, what these guys are doing, we want to go, get the bad guys or something. So, of course, it kind of amped up the pressure on the atmosphere a little bit for, most people didn't care. It was like, yeah, whatever. And after a while, they just left because look at how they're dressed, man. They were just too freaking hot. I guarantee it. I was amazed that they lasted as long as they did. It was at least an hour or so. So they go. People start milling around. They start talking. I start making the point to some of the detectives there that I know, and I'm like, did you guys change the law or something? Is it, we can't defend ourselves inside the park? Or are you guys just doing this again 15 years later after we thought we got this taken care of? You're just making it up as you go along. You're just making it up again. That's the whole reason why we all took our guns to one of the big parks here and had the press come and we're playing Frisbee and our kids and all this kind of stuff. And they did nothing but, protect our right to do it because they knew the law was a lie. Or what they said on the park signs. Well, now those park signs don't say that. But now they're just making it up again, I think. And that's what the ordinances say. So we got to make a big issue out of this. I mean, because yes, now it is the most important time. As tensions I'm not worried about these people. Heck, I'm not even worried about the white supremacist National Socialist people. I'm worried about, just being a victim. That's what I'm worried about. So I got the impression when I was talking to the detectives that, and I go, when they go to the new park, then what happens? 10 o'clock, get arrested. Close it down, done, arrested. And he goes, well, it might be 11. Well, is it 10, 11? What is it? So I guess it's 10:30. They shut the bathrooms down. 11 o'clock, everybody be out getting the paddy wagon. So I could see what was going on. I think they're starting to realize it too. They've been snookered. They've been corralled into a small area. When it hits time, the stroke of, they're not going to be able to leave. They're going to go in big show of force and thou shalt not pass. Okay. They're going to try and push them down to the state building, the Wesley Bowen Plaza, which is down at the Capitol. Or are they going to get them there too? I doubt they'll be able to get them at the Capitol since they allowed the Hispanics and other people that was against the SB 1070 immigration law that Russell Pierce and JT Reddy, these guys are all in on that. So I'm going, all right. So now they're talking about going back down to the park. They're talking about going down to across from City Hall there, and we'll see what happens. So what did Nick say? He said, well, there's some city councilmen that are sitting there negotiating. He didn't say who, I don't know, but let me tell you who I think it is. One of them will be Sal DiCiccio. Now, Sal DiCiccio is District 6. I'm not even sure what part of the valley is, don't care. But I know his chief of staff. His name's Hal DeKaiser, and he used to be editorial page editor of the East Valley Tribune here, which is one of the big papers in the East Valley, before he became his chief of staff. I talked to him this week, and I go, I know what they're going to plan to do. If they start doing arrests, and they start going through this kind of thing, I'm telling you, man, I'm not going to be able to help you. He goes, I remember back when he was in college, and I think he said he went to ASU, Arizona State University, that there was a big protest and so on, or he was covering it or whatever it was. And he said there was a big thing. They were going to take down the flag and do something to it or whatever. And the campus head of police or the police chief in that city or whatever it was, I can't remember when he's telling me the story, but he said he just took the flag down, folded it up, and took it off with him. Problem solved. They just didn't make a big giant jackboot thing out of it. They just played Andy Griffin. So I'm going, all right, cool. At least he understands what's going on. So when I talked to, I said they had a city council meeting that night. It was Tuesday, I think it was. I talked to him. So they were going, all right, we're going to talk about it. So I guess it's gotten to where now they're seeing, this big giant force of and all the SUVs and the paddy wagons and everything. They might still have some people get arrested. Good for YouTube. And that's all I kept saying. I go, we'll be here for the YouTube. Yep, YouTube. It's all good, YouTube. Now, one of the pictures in here, I'll show you, Black Chris, the guy with the AR-15 when Obama came and everything. Because he always has his gun with him wherever he goes. And here, I guess he didn't have it, or at least not where they could see it. And I'll scroll to it here. Because what happened right before we were leaving, we went down, and right by where we were standing were a bunch of officers. And Chris was there with a sign that said, now this picture is of Sarah and Kyle from OccupyPhoenix.net. They're the ones that were running this. Very nice people, very reasonable. They just wanted to make sure everybody had a voice and so on. And this was some of the rapping that was going on there and such. And we had a revolution sign. One of the guys, he really liked that. Now, what Chris did, he was holding a sign. Here it says, "Should we liquidate the police?" So there he's standing there holding this, and I was going to take his picture. Well, the officer standing next to him pushed him over and said, "You got to be at least 5 feet away from me. And don't be putting me in that picture, take a picture." And all I said was, "Man, don't even start with me. I mean, seriously, you want to go down this road? Whatever." So then I said, "Chris, move up. Stay 5 feet away from him, but come up in line with him so I can get him more, behind you." Well, then they all turned around. They're like, nope, don't want to do it. Okay. So this is kind of the attitude. I mean, I guess I can understand they don't want to have their picture taken with, Chris, but it was just, they were not happy. I mean, everybody was nice to them, there was no problems. I was talking to a lot of officers. I'm like, "Why are you guys wearing long sleeves?" Well, today, this is the uniform they wanted us to wear today, our long sleeve black crap going on, so we can grab our shields or, because they wanted to be able to cover themselves quickly when they started issuing out and putting on all their crap, So if they needed to get in the riot gear, it was handy dandy, I'm sure. There was a lot of press there. You can see the television camera trucks in the back. There's 3 networks right there. So it was covered well. But I know what they're going to do. They're going to show you, the pictures of, whatever, none of the, free market Federal Reserve stuff, in the Fed and such like that. Now this one, they only call it class warfare when we fight back. That was appropriate. So that kind of gives you an idea of what it looked like and what was going on. My concern is that I could see what was happening. These people were being played. You have this other organization gets a permit from 8 till noon. So they had a piece of paper to go by some rule. Somebody signed something. They got to have, some kind of permit of something. So then in the afternoon, it's noon to 6, and then they're going, "Well, we're going to be here at 5, and then we'll leave, and you'll escort us up to the other park." "Yeah, thank you. That's very nice of you." And and these are very trusting, very nice people. They just wanted to be able to express themselves. They wanted to make sure that they're cleaned up. They had whole crews that were in charge of water. They go around giving everybody water. They had trash bags that are going around picking up everything. They even had food there. They were taking donations or not. They didn't care. It was very well done. It's just the only way you can get this kind of stuff is by not trying to organize it too much. And, a lot of different groups that we've worked with over the years, since 9/11, certainly, and the wars and so on. So they really appreciated our stop wars, and they certainly understood government doesn't work. I want my money back, a little anarchist A in there. So we got to express ourselves, share with everybody. A lot of things got passed out. Like we had some cards that had, this is some of I like their logo here. It's a peace symbol with a yellow ribbon on it. This is from Military Families Speak Out. They had some flyers for Ron Paul. They have the Rock the Revolution tour is coming here. We've been promoting that on the site and so on, and it's got a lot of cool stuff. So they were passing out cards there. A lot of people are appreciative of that. Talking about, we're going to have concert and so on. So everybody got to give out what they wanted. I am concerned that when this does amp up, which it will, I mean, they're shocked that this happened and is getting as big as it is. They didn't see this coming. And weeks ago when I met with them before and told them, look, they go, how are you so sure? How do you know? Because the Fed and the Federal Reserve guaranteed it. What do you think the Arab Spring was about? It was about people being without work and going hungry. You hear on Fox News them screaming about all these people that are just the unwashed. They're out there. They don't have a job, nothing else to do. Yeah, that's exactly what's going on. So I wanted to do this, so you got to get flavor of this, that it was peaceful, that there was no problem, and that I feel the forces of coming down, they are going to make whatever decision to make this happen. And I think that's why the city councilman is starting to get involved. And Sal may be going down there saying, yeah, maybe we negotiate something. Sometimes you can't. Sometimes you can't. But we're going to try and keep it peaceful. I was kind of upset with these guys. All right, we don't want to talk about it. Now's not the time. All right, well, I guess Monday's the time. I'll be calling the city council. We'll see what happens this weekend. I'll go, seriously, because we did this 15 years ago. We got to show up, everybody with guns out, getting all, anal about it, standing in the park and just to, make you arrest us so we can test whether the law that you made up in your head, you can enforce it somehow. I just, can we get past that? Can we not? But it's very important. You have to exercise these rights, because when it gets the worst is when you need them the most. Duh. So that's where we're at. You know as much as me now. So, I'm hopeful that Drew and Nick don't get arrested. They can get some good video. They have some good story, and we'll add to it this next week. And we're going to be producing a lot more shirts and everything. And we're leaving Wednesday night, early Thursday morning to go to San Diego for Libertopia, and we need to replenish all the shirts that we gave away. And so we're going to have some fun then, and we'll have a lot to talk about. But I think this went great. I think the people very well behaved. They really took care of the place, and they were all kind and respectful to everybody, including the government and the police. And I think they're going to trick them, and they're going to eliminate whatever trust that they built up. And if they do this and they go hardcore on these people, it's going to backfire in ways that none of us could even imagine, just in credibility. Because the one thing that I know for sure is these officers depend on a pension that is gone. It's not, especially here in Arizona. And what they're going to do is they're going to have to increase law enforcement, write more tickets, tax the people more, do whatever to try and, refund that, do whatever on the backs of the people, and they got the guns. And when that gets to where, nope, we're not playing anymore, we're not going to be on their side anymore, and what are they going to do? They're not thinking into the future. I tell you how they're thinking. They're thinking, we got the guns, and we are the police, and we are the government, and we can make you do whatever. And, they're right up until they're not. That's my opinion. Anyway, so here you just got an idea of what was going on, and I just wanted to make sure you guys got to see some of the pictures and that we had some fun. We met a lot of new people, and we really like, this is Nick's design. He made this in a big sign. And matter of fact, he had it at Libertopia last year, and we wanted to make a shirt out of it. So we did, but it was peaceful. We had a good time, and hopefully nobody dies. That was my concern. I just didn't want this to get out of hand. So as much of a butthead as I was at different times to the officers, talking to them and trying to be, forceful and look, you guys don't understand. All that was kind of, look, man, do not push this further than as far as you think you can. I mean, don't. It wouldn't be prudent at this juncture or any other, in my opinion. Thanks for tuning in. Hopefully you learned a little bit. Sorry it went a little long, but I just wanted to make sure you got everything, and we got it within an hour.